Shields up, Paladins, and welcome to an Overwatch Hero Guide. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'll be talking to you all about Winston and how I like to use this particular character. Winston is one of the tank role characters within Overwatch, as well as he has 400 health and 100 armor. Now with all this being said and done, let's go ahead and jump right on over to his weapon and his abilities. So his weapon is called the Tesla Cannon. The aim type, of course, is a beam or a multi-target. And the description of his weapon is Winston's weapon fires a short range of electronic barrage for as long as he holds down the trigger. So the damage is 60 per second, max range is 8 meters, area of effect is a 6 meter width, ammo is 100, ammo usage is 20 per second, reload time is 1.7 seconds, and of course you cannot receive headshots with his weapon. Now going right into his first ability, which is called Jump Pack. So the aim type, of course, is an area of effect, or the landing in particular. Now assisted by his energy pack, Winston lunges through the air, dealing significant damage and staggering nearby enemies when he lands. So the damage for the jumping is 1, landing is 1 to 50. The max speed, or the movement speed, is 30 meters per second, which is the initial. The max range is 18 to 22 meters. The area of effect is a 5 meter radius, that is the landing damage, and the cooldown is 6 seconds. Now you have 2 seconds during Primal Rage, which is his ultimate ability. And of course you cannot receive headshots with this particular ability. Now his next ability that he has, which is called Barrier Projector. Winston's Barrier Projector extends a bubble-shaped field that absorbs damage until it is destroyed. Allies protected by the barrier can return from fire from within it. So the health is 700, area of effect is a 5 meter radius, duration is 9 seconds, and the cooldown is 13 seconds. So now also just keep in mind that the cooldown begins immediately after the barrier has been deployed. So do keep that in mind. And finally, for his ultimate ability, which is called Primal Rage. So the aim type, of course, is a melee. Now the description is Winston embraces his animal nature, significantly boosting his health and making him very difficult to kill, strengthening his melee attack and allowing him to use his jump pack ability more frequently. While raging, Winston can only melee and jump pack attacks. So, health is 900, and armor is still 100. The damage is 40 per swing. The movement speed is a plus 30% buff. Max range is a 4 meter swings. The rate of fire is 0.66 second recovery, or 1.5 seconds, or 1.5 swings per second. Duration is 10 seconds, so of course you cannot receive headshots with this particular ability, and the ultimate cost is 1,540 points. Now, Winston passively generates 1% all charge for every 3.08 seconds. Winston HP instantly becomes 1,000 HP upon activation, 900 health and 100 armor. Jump Pack's cooldown is now reset and lowered to 2 seconds, as I said earlier. The Barrier Projector cannot be used. The ammo is restored upon completion with his primary weapon. And if Winston has more than 400 health for the duration, it will become 400. If he has any armor, it is transferred over. So for an example, 900 health and 50 armor becomes 400 health and 50 armor. 700 health and 0 armor becomes 400 health and 0 armor. Just to kind of help you all out there with that. Now, that's really all of his abilities that he has. So as a tank character, he's pretty much, he doesn't have a lot of abilities to go for as a tank character. Now, Winston does have a lot of strengths, but he also has some weaknesses, or more of a strategy that I like to use him as. Now, again, going into his strengths, I would say Winston is one of the game's most mobile tanks whenever it comes to with his jump pack, getting in, getting out, yada yada yada. You know, he's capable of cross vast distancing in a single leap to bring the fight to his enemies. His Tesla Cannon cannot be blocked by a general barrier given its splash effect, making it very dangerous to the most low health heroes. Now, the agility provided by his jump pack makes him a persistent menace that can easily disrupt an enemy team through constant harassment. Now, the barrier projector and his method of defense for himself or for his teammates is only for a short duration. With a barrier being a bubble shape, it can be one of the best barriers in the game. Primal Rage not only saves his life by increasing both his current and maximum health, but it also greatly reduces the cooldown of jump attack and replaces his Tesla cannon with a melee attack that can disrupt any enemy whenever he is hit, or whenever they are hit by his fist. He's a great use for diving into an open space and disrupting enemies. So that by itself, I would say, would be a great strength for Winston, just with his mobility, getting in, getting out, being that constant harassment that you want from most tanks. Now, going into his weaknesses, I would say much like Reinhardt, however, he's only capable of fighting at a short range, and he is not nearly as durable as other tanks. His damage output is considered to be the lowest of its class, as an enemy healer with reduced the effectiveness of his weapon and or even negate it. So his personal barrier is very weak and has a very lengthy cooldown, not suited to be for a main tank defensive tool. He has to make use of his primal range to disrupt the enemy as much as possible. Otherwise, it is a great ultimate battery due to his high health and larger collision. Pretty much, basically with that being said, is that as soon as you see like a Winston pop his Primal Rage and you're on the enemy team, you're instantly going, boom, okay, everyone just go ahead, charge up your ults. And that's the thing. If Winston doesn't have anyone to back him up, he is not a good tank. But if he has at least maybe a couple DPS, plus maybe a tank, or even just a couple DPS, then that's where Winston shines. He is definitely, if you want to go into more of an RPG style effect, he would be definitely considered to be the off tank instead of the main tank. Just with the damage output that he has, just with what he can and cannot do, he's basically the harasser tank, and that's basically what he is. You go in, do some damage, not really necessarily kill them. You're just basically there to take their shields off if they have any, take out some Metris turrets if they're there, because he's a great use of that to taking out any turrets, maybe a Junkrat trap, or maybe mine, or anything like that might be set up. He is great at doing that, then of course jumping back to your team. So you're pretty much there, jump in, do as much damage as you can, destroy kind of what they've got set up, maybe a teleporter, maybe the turrets, yada yada yada. Once you do that, once your cooldown is up for the jump pack, if you still have enough health, of course jump back to your team, get healed, or go get a health pack, and then pretty much rinse and repeat. Go in, try to help your guys out as much as you can. I would say definitely play him more defensively than I would offensively, if that makes sense. So hopefully I answered a lot of questions, comments, concerns with Winston. If I did, definitely drop a like. As always, guys, if I missed something that you definitely want to talk a little bit more about Winston, maybe I kind of missed something while in this video, then please drop a comment down below as well. I would love to hear from you guys. And as always, I will see you in the next video.